check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 6, 7, 9, 12, 69, 79, 82, hut, Mike. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Hear myself now. The preamp is on. Let donkey come. Fighting through depression, address my imperfections, everything comes into question. It's not a recording session, rhyme every single measure to become the best ever. Oh damn, that was the turnaround. That was supposed to be it. Yeah, I'm trying to space it out. I'm trying to space it out. All right, you ready? Fighting through depression, address my imperfections, everything comes into question. It's at a recording session, feel immense pressure. Each song has to be better, rhyme every single measure to become the best ever. Maintain a high standard, I don't know the answers. Sadness push my manners, leave me alive like cancer. Fighting through depression, address my imperfections, everything comes to question. It's at a recording in this fail, took the wind out of my sails, now I can't post bail. Striving with a peace, scat over rap beats. I wonder if I meant defeat, and my turmoil truly cease. Lost inside my mind, I cope with these rhymes. The stars into a line before I run out of time. Ever since my grandma passed, I find it hard to laugh. Can't even crack a smile. The world's dark and vile. Feel like I'm on trial in this drought. God, show me the route. I'm trying my best, but there's nothing left. Reach the end of my rope, I don't know how to cope. Darkness, there's no hope. Feel like the biggest joke. Trying to find my way. Fall on my knees and pray that tomorrow's a good day. God is the final strong. My patience is long gone. Feel like I don't belong. 1,000 pounds of stress, weight heavy on my chest. I'm trying my best, but there's nothing left. Reach the end of my rope, I don't know how to cope. Darkness, there's no hope. Feel like the biggest joke. Trying to find my way. Fall on my knees and pray that tomorrow's a good day. God is the final say. Going against the grain. Don't trust this deep pain. It constantly. Oh, I love it when you say that. That gets incorrect. I'm clinging to life, nothing I do seems right. Tears cloud my eyesight, I'm in an endless fight. Stuck between right and wrong, try so hard to...
12 years ago when I first worked with you, you didn't understand like my language per se, so I just said one more for safety.
Yeah, because you were shouting one more time for safety.
Because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so
and, like I was,
no take, son.
I was sitting there on the other end of the glass, and I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" Because like I didn't know, you know, because like the way I was brought up before working with you was like you get one shot at doing the vocal, and like whatever you come up with is what you got.
Well, the school we came from was like record label stuff. So you work with producers and you do multiple takes. Like you could do up to like 10 to 20 takes, and then you do comping. So you're compiling each phrase into one final phrase, And then sometimes you have to go in and beat that take. And sometimes when it comes to the end of the whole thing, the scratch track beats them all. You can put hours and hours and you go back and listen to the first like, hey, let's just do a rough track to get the instrumentation in and the music in, and that scratch track beats them all. You know, but in a lot of cases it doesn't too, you know. You gotta get a good compiled take, and that's how it goes. And so working with you know, first time it gets helping Petey out, you obviously I could tell you didn't understand professional recording studio lingo. So one more time for safety is when I started using that.
What about that time? What about all those times we started at 777? And I was reading off my iPhone.
Yeah. So he started reading off his iPhone, and not in all cases, but in Jeff's case, it sounds like you're reading from a phone or paper. Your best results to me, in my experience, and especially when producers I've worked with, some producers I've worked with, if you don't know your song, you don't know the lyrics by heart, and because you're focused or concentrating on reading a lyric, you're not going to get all your perfect emotion on the vocal and into the track itself. So that was kind of my way of looking at Jeff, because you can really tell he's reading his lines versus when he started memorizing it, which I was very surprised he started doing. It sounded better. He had better flow, better feel.
You forced me to memorize them. You remember that?
Yeah.
Because you were like,
don't come in unless you got memorized.
2015 or 16. And he asked me straight up, he's like, Jeff, what are you trying to accomplish musically? And I told him I wanted to take it, or I told you I wanted to take it straight to the moon. Like, I wanted to push it as far as I humanly possibly could push it. And you're like, well, to do that, you have to take your music seriously. Because if you don't take it seriously, who's going to want to listen to it? You know what I mean? So that's what happened. That's what forced me to start memorizing instead of reading.
Memorizing your lyrics, and then I started forcing you to learning how to count bars out.
That was another fun time. You want to tell them that story?
You can tell the story.
So the year was 2020, and it was the end, or it was the height of the pandemic, right? When no one went outside, no one did anything, no concerts, no shows. So I decided, okay, well, now's a great time to just focus, just lock in and focus on rapping and recording, because I had all these unfinished verses. Like, I had one unfinished song here, one unfinished song from 5 years ago that I never recorded. And then I remember it was like March of 2020 at the height of the pandemic, and we were recording, and the verses sounded off. One verse would be like 3 bars short, the second verse would be 4 bars short, third verse was like 6 bars short. And then you called me in after the session, and I walked in, and you're like, do you know how to count to 4? I think so.
Well, mainly the way I said it, I said, do you know how to count your bars out? And then what I was trying to explain to you is like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, counting up to 4. And each time you hit that 4, that's 1 bar.
Yeah.
So, and then when you get up to 8 bars or 16 bars, that's usually 16 bars is probably a verse. I said, you need to do your vocal that way. You need to count and do your vocal in time that way, like really understanding where your bars are, so your lyrics all fall in the same place. So when you're comping and that and moving around, and it's consistent, and that's one aspect of like part of music theory that you didn't have yet, and obviously now you got it down finally.
I still maintain it.
You didn't get it.
I still maintain there's not a knock on anybody in particular. It's just there's a lot of talent here. They're just not organized. Like if I go up to an artist and be like, hey, let me see your EPK. What's that? Like, they don't know what a press kit is. They don't know the first thing about submitting music to blogs and Spotify playlists. A lot of people just think, hey, if I write this song and I go to Jerry's and perform it, they'll find me. They'll find me. It'll be like the movies in the smoky bar. I'll be singing.
And it may have worked out that way a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's not 1992 anymore.
No, but this day, like literally, like you would have to have a serious presence on the social media before a label doesn't care how good you are. Record labels be like, I don't care. What's your social media look like? Multiple artists try to get signed, and they're like, what's your social media? And it's the great, I mean, phenomenal music. You know, you think, but you have to have a lot of things. You have to have some sort of image. You have to have some sort of gimmick. You have to have killer music. And it's like one of my artists, Joe Peters, which is starting to take off himself in Nashville. Artist development deal. I thought he wrote pretty good songs, but they won't touch his songs. They said, well, you got the look, you got the image, you got the drive. We need you to have the right songs, you know. And his social media is doing really good, so that's the only reason the artist development deal even happened, because he was promoting and worked hard to get that kind of, you know, media presence. And so they said, well, we're going to funnel down some of the best songs and we're going to start putting them on the radio and promoting you in that way. And it's done him so good. I mean, he's getting killer plays on Spotify. I mean, he's posting like, hey, I got like 10,000 plays, 20,000 plays, and it's just growing from there. That kid's going to probably be the next big thing out of Bakersfield as far as country goes.
A lot of it, like, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but my Instagram has almost 650 posts on it, and a lot of them aren't like professionally done and edited photos. Like, there's numerous photos on there where I just took my camera out of my pocket and just went bing and took a picture and posted it, you know, because I was learning as I was going, okay, that kind of picture works, or when I'm smiling, you know, people seem to gravitate towards that. Or if I post a motivational quote, people gravitate towards that. The last vlog I did, I posted a reel, and I was just right there. It was like a 2-minute reel on Instagram, and like people gravitate towards that. People just want to be a part of something.
Yeah, especially when you're sincere, you know, and you're being honest about what you're doing. You start to get that fan base like you're doing. You know, it's just a matter of time, man. Just keep working hard. Keep, you know,
I'm taking
foot forward.
I'm taking you with me wherever we go. If I gotta go record music in Nashville, guess who's coming with me? You are.
In this fight, stuck between right and wrong. Try so hard to be strong. My patience is long gone. Feel like I don't belong. 1,000 pounds of stress.
Ronnie
heavy on my chest.
Close,
I'm
pretty
trying
bug
my
blind.
best. Pretend nothing left. Reach into my rope. I don't know how to cope. Darkness, there's no hope. Feel like the biggest joke. Trying to find my way. Fold my knee.
Overcome the odds with my belief in God. Life gets better. The sun will rise tomorrow.
Very deserving.
Life is a battlefield. I don't have a shield. I refuse to yield. I need to be healed. Overcome the odds with my belief in God. Life gets better. The sun will rise tomorrow.
Lost inside my mind, I cope with these rhymes. This earth to do line before I run out of time. Ever since my grandma passed, I find it hard.